History is about to be made as the Pure Wrestling title is defended for the very first time. The champion AJ Styles in the purple, the challenger CM Punk in the red, and the legendary Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is your special guest referee. He is demanding a handshake between the two men who were in the finals of that legendary tournament last month at the second anniversary show. Controversial ending to that tournament. Was CM Punk ripped off a rope break or two? You guys will have to go back and watch the tape and find out for yourself and figure it out for yourself. Definitely debatable, but now Ricky Steamboat is in, so there will be no debates as we have the rematch. AJ and CM Punk, and we are underway.
And when AJ Styles defeated Punk, Punk's foot was in the rope. That's just part of the rules. That's the way the ball bounces. CM Punk, he's got to live by that.
Well, it is a little debatable whether Punk did use rope breaks earlier in the match or not. And, you know, the rules here in the Pure Wrestling title matches, they are a work in progress. Of course, there are 3 rules in Pure Wrestling title matches that make it different than everything else, and that is no punching to the face. Strikes are permitted, but they must be open-handed or forearms, no closed fists to the face. There is a 20 count on the floor. Of course, normally there's no countouts in ROH. You can't be disqualified if you're out there too long, but there is a definite 20 count on the floor. And of course the big one, the 3 rope break rule. You can only use the ropes 3 times to break up a pin or a submission. So basically you can only use the ropes to save yourself 3 times, and after that the ropes are fair game. They are in play.
It's the way it goes here in Pure Wrestling title matches. And it's something I've been thinking about, and maybe you can help me out on this one. During the Boston match, the Ring of Honor officials had a little trouble with the Pure Wrestling rules. The Ring of Honor is a different entity among itself in pro wrestling. You know, it's a lot different. There's a lot of different rules compared to other wrestling companies. Now, if the Ring of Honor officials didn't quite get the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling title rules, how is Ricky Steamboat? Do you think he understands? Do you think he grasps the context of what exactly a Pure Wrestling match is?
Without a doubt, Ricky Steamboat is a Pure Wrestling legend. What Pure Wrestling means, it's not a definite style. It doesn't mean lots of mat work. It doesn't mean lots of technical wrestling. Pure Wrestling means competition at its purest. And when you want to talk about competition at its purest, you got to talk about Ricky Steamboat against Randy Savage. You have to talk about Ricky Steamboat against Ric Flair, and one legendary feud after another that Ricky Steamboat was all involved in, and they were all Pure Wrestling feuds. Pure Wrestling means competition at its purest, and that's what we're seeing right now between AJ Styles and CM Punk.
Well, Ricky Steamboat, he could be the greatest wrestler. He probably maybe was the greatest wrestler ever to step in the confines of a squared circle. But does he understand being the referee? Can he officiate this contest to the best of his ability? I don't know. We're going to find out.
We'll see. The rules of the Pure Wrestling title match is definitely a work in progress, so we will see how it works out right here tonight in the first ever Pure Wrestling title match. And something I got to mention real quick, I got already in my earpiece, is just hold on, a nice nip up by AJ Styles. But we have intermission after this, and at intermission, we will have an interview with Samoa Joe. We'll talk about Julius Smoke's challenge on behalf of Homicide earlier tonight. Homicide still missing in action, but he has sent word to Julius Smokes, and Julius Smokes has made it public in the middle of the ring. Homicide wants a title shot at Samoa Joe, and I guess maybe Homicide, he might deserve one after defeating Samoa Joe at Empire State Showdown. So we'll get the answer to that at intermission, as well as what Matt Striker will do. Will he go for the Pure title, or will he go for the World title?
It's definitely a burning question here in Ring of Honor.
And there you see AJ, though, going into the ropes. Punk with that front face lock. AJ taking him into the ropes. And Punk not releasing the hold, though. But that definitely would count as a rope break. And hold on. Steamboat right on top of it. Great officiating by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, making Punk break the hold, but penalizing AJ Styles a rope break.
You took him to the ropes. That's 1.
Very clear explanation by Ricky Steamboat. I guess that could be answering your question a little bit, Ray.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, what a road he went through to get that title, defeating Jimmy Rave, Matt Striker, and CM Punk all in the same night at the second anniversary show. CM Punk defeating John Walters and Doug Williams before losing to AJ Styles in controversial fashion in the finals. But what about Samoa Joe coming into the ring, obviously confronting AJ Styles after the tournament? Samoa Joe obviously has an issue with this Pure Wrestling title, as he feels the world title is really the only belt that ROH needs. They don't need a Pure Wrestling title, especially after all the prestige that Samoa Joe has brought to the world title.
Yeah, I don't think he has too much aggression towards AJ per se, personally, but I think it's more about that belt around his waist, I believe.
I agree with you there, Ray, 100%. Samoa Joe definitely has issue with the inception of the Pure Wrestling title, and it's kind of ironic that the first Pure Wrestling title defense occurs on the same night that Samoa Joe, he could leave the building tonight as ROH World Champion for 1 full year if he gets past Jay Briscoe in the steel cage.
Now, does AJ want to go for another rope break? I mean, that's interesting. When you're in a submission, do you want to go to the ropes, or do you just want to try to break out a clean?
Definitely you have to come up with a different strategy in these kind of matches. Normally going to the ropes is kind of a shortcut. Oh, nice arm drag right there by AJ. Nice arm drag by CM Punk. Returns the favor, and we have another standoff.
And the fans appreciative of this action right here, and I think Ricky Steamboat is as well. Beautifully executed.
Has to be impressed with those arm drags.
Absolutely.
You think Ricky Steamboat can do any more of those beautiful arm drags that he's so famous for?
I don't know. That was a long time ago, Chris. I don't know if he still can do it.
As now we have a lockup. As I was saying before, though, you definitely have to come in with a new strategy to these Pure Wrestling title matches, because normally you might take the easy way out and go for the ropes, but now you might have to consider saving that rope break and trying to find a reversal or another way out of a hold. Now both men into the ropes right there. This would not count as a rope break. Oh, what a slap by Punk. That is not a rope break because AJ Styles was not in a situation where he could lose the match.
And Steamboat telling the fans here, the 1,800 people here in Elizabeth, that was an open hand and not a closed fist.
That's right. If CM Punk had hit AJ Styles with a closed fist, he would have gotten a warning, and if he did it one more time, he would be penalized a rope break, and if he was out of rope breaks, he just would have been disqualified. And now look at AJ, he's had enough. AJ showing CM Punk he can unleash an open-handed slap or chop himself. Punk runs through that one and connects with a big boot. A big chop, and down goes Punk.
And tempers are flaring here in the Rexplex.
We have another standoff between the two men, neither getting an advantage so far. And Steamboat getting between them, separating it.
And wisely getting in between that.
Great job officiating by Ricky Steamboat, and what is now the third match between AJ Styles and CM Punk in Ring of Honor. The first one, that tradition continues on October 16th. What a classic that was. AJ Styles with the victory. Second anniversary show, AJ Styles wins the Pure title, and now we're here. Can CM Punk finally get that elusive win?
And every match just gets better and better, Chris. Such an enjoyable series of matches to watch.
I didn't think anything could top that Tradition Continues match.
Well, they did last month in Boston. We have a test of strength here.
Look at CM Punk he was using his head to push AJ Styles down. AJ Styles countering with a headbutt, and now both men just headbutting each other to try to get some leverage here, and neither man giving an inch. Punk now going to the legs. Forearm chop to the face.
Get some leverage. They're going to give each other black eyes doing that kind of stuff, Chris.
Neither man releasing this hold. What intensity we have here.
So much pride on the line as well, these two athletes.
Can AJ Styles build the prestige of that Pure title the same way Samoa Joe did to the world title? And AJ, once again, trying those headbutts. Both men still in this knuckle lock.
And AJ's down on one knee. Punk has the advantage, but no, he pops right up.
It's almost another stalemate. Steamboat might have to break it up again. Neither man releasing their grasp. As both men now struggling. Who's going to get the advantage? CM Punk now kicking it off. Nice European style wrestling by CM Punk. He rolls AJ up now. No. AJ rolls through. No, there's a pinning. No, not enough.
These moves are reminding me of the Nigel McGuinness match.
Oh, Punk knew that dropkick was coming. AJ knew the Shining Wizard was coming. And the ROH fans are very pleased that CM Punk could not avoid that dropkick.
What a vertical leap there by AJ Styles.
What an absolutely tremendous athlete AJ Styles is. He does everything with such force, such impact. That's why he's one of the best in the world today. That's why he's the Pure Wrestling Champion. AJ now drops a big knee to the head of CM Punk. And you have to admire AJ Styles for all he overcame in that Pure Wrestling title tournament. His knee was basically shredded, in terrible shape entering those finals, and he still managed to pull out the victory, however controversial it might be. AJ Styles, though, now getting the first advantage in this match, or late the advantage, I should say. Punk trying to reverse it, but AJ catches him.
Ooh.
Oh, AJ misses that spinning lariat. That knocked out Jimmy Rave last month. Whoa!
What was that?
Punk drop kicking AJ off the canvas. AJ hitting the floor in the steel hard.
And that was a big mistake there by AJ Styles. Let's see if Punk can capitalize on it.
And there's that 20 count. Steamboat administering it. CM Punk now going to the floor trying to do damage to AJ Styles. That breaks up the count.
This is a Pure Wrestling matchup here, Punk. Get it in the ring.
Steamboat demanding that it gets back into the ring. Punk now slides in. Breaks up the count one more time.
Looks like he's taking advantage of these rules a little bit, as Punk.
And AJ now whipped in. He jumps that guardrail. Here comes Punk. No, he gets caught with a super kick. Punk maybe trying to fly over that guardrail just like he did in Boston at the second anniversary show. AJ knew it was coming. Steamboat goes to the outside to check on both men before he starts the count again.
And CM Punk, he got caught right there as he is down on the floor here.
Steamboat telling him to get back into the ring. He wants to see it settled in the ring, not with a count out. He's being liberal with that count out right now, but he is administering it. And there's a kick. And what about what we saw earlier when Steamboat was trying to explain the rules for this match? CM Punk disrespecting the legend. Seems to be a trend with CM Punk after what we saw with Terry Funk at Glory by Honor 2, where CM Punk basically tried to cripple him. He didn't care about beating Terry Funk. He just cared about ending his career. That is disrespect to a legend.
There's no respect for any individuals, especially here in Ring of Honor. I'll tell you that. Look what he did to Daniels 2 months ago. He took him out.
That's right. We have yet to see Chris Daniels again. As there's Punk catching AJ with a knee.
What?
Beautiful neck breaker utilizing the the middle rope right there. Innovative move by CM Punk. Innovative and very effective.
What a fantastic maneuver there by CM Punk. Where did he come up with that one?
Punk trying to shake out that arm, trying to get the numbness out of it, trying to get the blood flowing in that arm. AJ, though, at a disadvantage, and now Punk is wrenching the neck and kicking the back of the neck.
Goes for a cover. You know, say what you want about CM Punk, about how he disrespects the legends and all that, but boy, is he an accomplished wrestler.
He has risen to stardom here in ROH, as you just saw him jawing with Ricky Steamboat. Punk now focusing his attack on the neck, wrenching the neck, then ramming AJ Styles into, basically there's just a knob of steel behind that pad, and he just rammed AJ right into it. Punk now going for a camel clutch, and look at this. I know Punk, he had to position him close to the ropes on purpose, so maybe he could get AJ to use a second rope break.
He's gonna take your neck off.
And you heard Steamboat telling AJ's gonna take the neck off, and look at AJ being wrenched back. AJ looking at the ropes, choosing not to go to the ropes, choosing to save the rope break, and look at him sliding out of the hold. There's that new strategy that we were talking about before. And now a Buddha lock by AJ.
And Punk's in a similar situation. Is he gonna go for the ropes, Chris?
Punk might not have any choice. AJ knew he could slide his way out of the hold. Did that. It might have been a little more difficult to do than grabbing the ropes, but AJ saved the rope break. Punk now in a very bad spot. He's reaching for the ropes. He is desperate to get to the ropes. We might even see a tap here.
Grab the rope. It's better than tapping out.
I don't think Punk can get there. Yes, he just does. AJ demanding the break.
What number is that for Punk?
Excuse me, Steamboat demanding the break. That is Punk's first rope break.
We 1-1 here?
Both men have used one rope break. The crowd enjoying it, getting into the new rules, the new strategy of Pure Wrestling title matches. Pure Wrestling is competition at its purest. Whip in. Oh, AJ gets met with a boot to the face. Punk now scooping him up.
Picks him up. He's letting AJ think about it.
He's letting the blood rush to AJ's head. Crowd counting along. And Punk finally plants almost 20. But AJ's up.
Oh!
Punk cannot rest.
What velocity on that German suplex right there.
A desperation move by AJ Styles, and it worked. But Punk comes right back. Tries a back fist block by AJ. Punk blocks an enziguri. Oh, it goes to the back of the neck one more time.
Tell you, a distinct advantage for these guys is when you wrestle each other more than once, you definitely know a lot of the maneuvers. You had a block, you know what's coming up next.
Both men definitely getting a feel for each other. The crowd here in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 1,800 fans strong. They wanted to be in Ring of Honor tonight, and they are showing their appreciation for these two giving it their all in the ring for the Pure Wrestling title. And you know, every time I mention that Pure Wrestling title, that just gets to Samoa Joe. He hates to hear about it.
You're right about that.
Punk holds on to the ropes.
He's got him in a Boston Crab.
He used this very effectively at the second anniversary show. Ricky Steamboat right on top of it to see if AJ Styles wants to give.
You know, you were saying that whole thing about the Pure Wrestling title, how that eats up Samoa Joe. You know, two things. Maybe you shouldn't be concerned about that. You should be more concerned about a steel cage match tonight as AJ goes for the ropes, breaks it up, and that's number 2. Well, what is Samoa Joe actually going to do about that, though? That's what I want to know.
Well, he got in AJ Styles' face at the Pure Wrestling title tournament.
But is it just going to remain? Is it going to stay at that?
I don't know. I think that Samoa Joe's issue isn't really with AJ Styles. It is with that Pure Wrestling title. So we'll have to see. But, you know, you said it before. Samoa Joe better be worried about Jay Briscoe. And you know one thing? We're witnessing a great match right here. Samoa Joe doesn't want to have the world title match be the second best match of the night next to the Pure Wrestling title match. Definitely both men are going to be driven. Both champions are going to be driven to try to one-up each other in this whole situation.
Just this one belt, just this Pure Wrestling belt in Ring of Honor has just changed the scope of the entire show, which you got to love.
And there's Welcome to Chicago, a backbreaker by CM Punk.
Well, if that's the way Chicago is, I don't want to go after that.
Well, you'll be there next month.
Is it going to hurt my back like that?
I don't know, but CM Punk, you know, him and the Second City Saints are looking forward to going to Chicago, and CM Punk would love nothing more than to enter the Frontier Fieldhouse in Chicago Ridge, Illinois on April the 24th as the Pure Wrestling Champion. Punk now going to the lower back, at first focusing on the knee. Now after that crab, he is going to the lower back. And another big shot.
And AJ just standing there, almost prone.
This kind of reminds me of those. Oh, look at that moonsault right there into a kick to the head of CM Punk. Both men down. I was about to say that just reminded me of those old Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude classics. You want to talk about pure wrestling? Now is some great competition at its purest bouts.
Was there any match that Ricky Steamboat was involved in that wasn't good? I don't think I've ever seen one.
The man, he exemplifies pure wrestling.
He even made the Mr. Fuji matches good. Never mind.
And now Punk, he's got some ideas. Where's he going? Oh, AJ cut him off. Going with those forearms right to the head of CM Punk. They are legal. They are not closed fists. They are forearms.
And AJ has Punk up in a precarious position, going for a superplex.
He could be going for a home run right here. And Punk struggling. Both men fighting on the top. Who's going to get the advantage here?
Oh, they're in a dangerous spot.
And where?
Oh!
Oh, both men spill hard to the floor.
And remember, there's a 20 count here, Chris.
Well, I'm concerned about their well-being at this point. Sometimes you have to overlook that 20 count and make sure that these men aren't risking permanent injury. You have to see if they're okay. And that's what Ricky Steamboat's doing right now.
Yeah, he's checking on these wrestlers before he administers that count.
I mean, if you need a doctor to come out or you need to stop the match or something, you don't want to let time pass. You want to know right away. Ricky Steamboat checking on both men, seeing that they can continue with the match, but can they beat the 20 count in? Steamboat is starting the 20 count. I believe he is at 3 right now. Both men wounded on the floor. Both men getting tired after this long, grueling match. AJ Styles, he has used 2 rope breaks. He has only 1 left. CM Punk, he has only used 1 rope break. He has 2 left. A definite advantage for the straight edger. CM Punk, he's drug and alcohol free. He thinks that makes him better than you. And look at AJ going for a shining wizard, but Punk blocks it. Punk now going for one, but AJ blocks it. Punk now going for knees. Connects with them on AJ. Goes for perhaps a Shining Wizard. No, AJ trying to scoop it up. We've seen it before. Punk blocks it. Punk now scooping AJ up. No, rolls him around. AJ now in a bad position. A pinfall attempt. And
wait a second, Chris.
Styles Clash.
What?
Punk gets AJ with his own move cover. And AJ just had to use his third rope break.
Well, you see a Punk just hit a Styles Clash on AJ though, Chris.
AJ Styles down to 0 rope break.
Yeah, that was his third break.
Rope break limit. He has no rope breaks left.
Thanks, Steven. We figured that out.
And now CM Punk, he's in the driver's seat here.
CM Punk only has 1 rope break. He has 2 to spare. AJ Styles has none to spare. AJ Styles cannot use the ropes to save himself again. And look at CM Punk immediately taking AJ into the ropes. This is a legal hold now. AJ Styles needs to find a way out of it. And what's Ricky Steamboat doing?
Yeah, the match can end in the ropes. That was a choke.
Steamboat, good call. It was a choke. I mean, you can't do illegal holds like chokes. You can use the ropes, though. And look at Punk getting in Steamboat's face.
What is he thinking, Chris? The brash CM Punk, that might have been a mistake. That's one person you don't want to draw off to.
Well, Ricky Steamboat's letting it go. He is administering the count to AJ Styles.
But he's still the official in this match. What's he thinking, Chris?
I hate to say it, but CM Punk, just for no pun intended, he just punked out the legend, Ricky Steamboat. I can't believe it.
What possibly that could that do for you in a match like this, especially when he's the official?
CM Punk, the straight edger, drug and alcohol free. He has no respect for anything. He thinks he's better than everybody, including Ricky Steamboat.
Obviously.
But AJ, he had time to rest on the floor. He beat the 20 count in, and he is fighting back. And he goes. He's going for that inverted DDT. No, Punk doesn't. Punk gets a sleeper hold. AJ has to reverse his way out of this. He cannot go to the ropes.
He can't break it, you're right.
How many times in wrestling history have we seen a sleeper hold broken by the guy making the ropes? But that is going to do AJ Styles absolutely no good here. Sound strategy by CM Punk. And there it is in the ropes, and it does not matter. It does not matter. CM Punk does not have to release the hold. AJ Styles is fading. The oxygen is being cut off from his brain. Even if AJ Styles does get out of this hold, and he has to in a hurry, he is definitely going to have cobwebs in his head.
These new rules in this pure wrestling division just changes the whole scope of the whole entire match, Chris.
AJ Styles saved himself a rope break earlier in the match. He needed it on that Styles Clash to save the title. Now he has nothing left to save himself, and he is fading. We are going to have a new pure wrestling champion right here in AJ Styles' very first defense.
He's turning blue, almost like his trunks there, Chris. Look at his face. The oxygen is definitely being cut off to the head of AJ Styles, and he could be out.
Look at him, he's out. He is out. Steamboat on top of it. There's one. This is just like what we saw with John Walters before against Matt Striker. There's 2.
That's 2. This
We are 1 second away from a new champion.
Look at him. He's not breathing. He's out. CM Punk knows it too.
And there's Steamboat. It's inevitable. The hand drops.
Third one.
And hold on. AJ showing signs of life, and Steamboat sees it.
What?
Great call by Ricky Steamboat.
CM Punk doesn't think that's a great call. He's already won.
Ricky Steamboat held on, saw that AJ Styles sensed there was life left there, and AJ's getting the adrenaline rush. Great call by Ricky Steamboat. And AJ is fired up. He's getting his second win. Cover.
Oh, count of 2 in the lariat. And another one.
Another 2 count. AJ Styles taking the head off of CM Punk twice.
What a hard-hitting maneuver there by AJ. As this is desperation time for the Pure Wrestling Champion.
And Punk's going for the sleeper hold. It's all over if he gets it.
Oh!
That's what knocked out Jimmy Ray.
And that's it. AJ Styles is victorious.
What a match. What a first title defense. The Pure Wrestling title is on the map. And you know what, Samoa Joe better watch out, because this Pure Wrestling title is going to be prestigious, and there is nothing he can do about it.